Evgenia, and I'm one of the co-founders of a unique business consultancy firm here in the United Arab Emirates, MT Business Consultancy. You can find us online under UAE-consultants.com. Today our topic for discussion is business setup in Dubai. Most probably you have seen recently that we already placed on YouTube our short video on business in Dubai, but I think it was not that explanatory and just provided a broad overview of the business setup structure in Dubai. In this video we will touch upon very particular aspects. If I will be more precise, we will look into types of companies, we will look into types of licenses, and we will look into external approvals. But before we proceed, I would like to mention that recently we've been receiving a lot of questions from our prospective clients, subscribers, online visitors who were asking whether receipt of business license is necessary to conduct business activity in the United Arab Emirates. The answer is yes. Business license is as important as any other corporate documents that you receive once the company is established. Your license is a legal document mentioning your company's name, mentioning your official address, the business activity you are allowed to carry out, and obviously the manager of the company, sometimes even the shareholders of the companies. So therefore, if you would like to set up a business, yes, you will need to receive a business license to be able to do so. So once you receive the business license, this document is valid for a period of 1 year. So at the end of the year, you will need to renew it and to pay respective government fees. So your business in Dubai and the operational costs will be associated with annual renewal fees, and there will be other fees that we will touch upon in our next series, in next videos. So let's come back to the types of companies. You may understand that once you decide that yes, Dubai is the city that you would like to do business in, you need to decide what type of company you would require to do so. At this point of time, just go back and see if you need to carry out business only outside of the country. Maybe you want to live here in Dubai and just do all transactions and partner with suppliers and other companies outside of the country, or you will require to do business locally here in the United Arab Emirates. If you will be doing it solely outside of the country, then offshore entity is something that you should be looking at. First of all, this is type of company that will allow you to minimize your operational costs because you will not need to lease an office. You will have just to maintain your company, pay annual renewal fees. This company will allow you to open a bank account in the United Arab Emirates, but you will not be able to recruit anyone in the UAE. You will not be able to receive funds from companies in the United Arab Emirates, as well as you won't be able to pay anyone in the United Arab Emirates. So offshore company is an entity for someone who wants to do business only outside of the country. At the same time, the positive factor is that this company will allow you to put as many business activities under this license as you want, which wouldn't be available for Freezone and local companies in Dubai. So now that we are clear about when you would require an offshore company, let's come back to doing business in the country, in Dubai. If you decide to do so, you will need to look at two types of companies. First one is a Freezone company, and the second one is a local company. If you would like to own a business 100% and you don't want to have a local partner, a UAE national, then you should be looking at a Freezone company. At the same time, you should not forget that a Freezone company can be used in many cases, but very often Freezone companies, they have certain restrictions. So before we start moving from Freezone to local company, let's just concentrate on a Freezone company. So Freezone company, it's a company which is registered in one of over 20 free zones in Dubai. There are also free zones in other Emirates, in Abu Dhabi, in Sharjah, in Ajman, in Fujairah, Al Kuwain. In Dubai there are over 20 of those. Before, the idea of creating free zones was to unite companies around certain industries and to serve to certain industries, such as, for example, you have Jebel Ali, the Freezone, which serves mostly logistic companies, trading companies. You have Internet City, which serves mostly IT sector. We have also Silicon Oasis, which is also IT oriented and high-tech free zone. So a free zone company allows you to set up entity in a certain geographical area in this free zone. The free zone allows you to hold 100% shares in your company. Free zone company is allowed to conduct activity only within the geographical area where it is established. So that's why this type of company will suit you if you are carrying out either if you are engaged into providing services, which are mostly intellectual services such as consultancy, which can be IT consultancy, or it can be even financial consultancy and so on and so forth. But if you would like to trade, then Freezone company will not allow you to do this inside the country. Freezone company will allow to be a reseller, or if you want to sell inside the country in the emirate where you are registered, then you will need to have a contract with the local distributor, a local UAE company where the company has 51% UAE, 51% shareholder, which is a UAE national. So you should be looking into setting up a free zone company if you want to be engaged in a services business, mostly intellectual services. Then you won't have that many restrictions. But if you're looking to set up a trading company, then your only solution is a local company establishment, unless you want to enter into a contract with a local company. So, and we will talk about free zone companies in our next video in more detail. We will discuss what you should be looking at, how to choose the right free zone, and many other aspects that you should be aware of. So to conclude our discussion about free zones, we can just mention that a free zone company allows you 100% foreign ownership. We also did not mention that you have 0% tax, income tax, as well as corporate tax for from up to 50 years of company's existence. And also this free zone company is a good choice for companies providing intellectual services. It's also an option for trading companies, but there is certain restriction that we also mentioned. You can also set up various services, firms such as, for example, saloons, shops, which will be serving the population in this particular area. This is also an option for these types of businesses. And coming to the last point, which is establishment of a local company. As we mentioned, a local company is an entity registered in the mainland. Mainland is the territory in the emirate outside free zone areas. So everything in between free zones is the mainland area. So a local company can be registered as a sole establishment or a civil company where you will have 100% ownership, foreign ownership, or it can be registered as an LLC, limited liability company, with a local partner, UAE national, who will hold 51%. What we need to mention is that sole establishment, the peculiarity is that your liability in this company will be unlimited. Although you will hold 100% shares in this company, your liability will be not limited by the amount of shares you're holding in the company. As such, if you have any conflicts, be these conflicts with the partners, or should you hold a debt, then basically there is the right to go after your personal assets. A local company, the very common practice in the UAE is to establish a local company with a UAE national. In this company, as I already mentioned numerous times, 51% is held by the local sponsor or a UAE national here in the United Arab Emirates. The company has no restrictions whatsoever. The company can participate in tenders, which we did not mention about free zone companies, because free zone companies, that they are not allowed to participate in governmental tenders. So local companies, they have this advantage, they can participate in local tenders. A local company can set up an office in any mainland area, which is basically almost the whole emirate on its own, whereas Freezone company can only rent an office space in this particular area where it is registered. Be it, let's say, DMCC free zone, you're allowed to rent an office only in this particular free zone and not elsewhere in the UAE. A local company has this benefit of renting an office space in any part of the mainland area. So the local company, as we mentioned, it can be used for any type of business activity, but most importantly, it is the necessary establishment type if you want to be engaged in trading activities in the United Arab Emirates. To be able to trade freely in the Emirate, to distribute your goods, to sell your goods, you need to have this type of company, a local company. Again, we will talk about local companies in more details in our next video. In this video, we just wanted to summarize and to guide you which type of company you may need to be able to conduct your business. Now let's mention briefly just the types of licenses you may be looking into. There are in general 3 of them, which is a service license, a trading license, and an industrial license. In most of the cases, you would require either a service license if you want to provide or render services, or you will need a trading license to be able to distribute goods, to sell your goods, as well as to buy goods. This is the overview of the types of licenses. So what you also need to be aware of is that if you want to be engaged into several business activities, let's say you want to provide services and at the same time you want to be able to trade, then in most of the cases you will need to obtain several licenses to be able to carry out these business activities, which will be associated with extra costs, and you should be aware of it. And finally, what we wanted to mention in this video, that very often the business not very often, but in some instances, when you want to carry out certain business activity, and external permissions from local authorities may be required. These permissions may be from either police, it may be either from Ministry of Healthcare, it may be either from Ministry of Ministry of Economy, and so on and so forth. So it will depend on the business activity you will be involved into. Let's say if it will be an educational activity, you will need to receive the permission from the Knowledge Authority here in Dubai. And if you are engaged into providing some medical services, obviously you will need to go to Ministry of Healthcare to obtain relevant permissions. So these are the main factors that you need to look at when you want to decide to set up a company. In our next videos, we will talk in more detail about free zone companies, we will talk about local companies, we will talk about offshores. We hope that this video helped you to understand what type of company you need in particular, so that you may plan for your next steps. And also, obviously, we will work on making videos for you to describe the process of setup in more details. We will describe what documents you will require, what the process will be, and many other aspects will be covered. So stay in touch with us, just watch our videos. You can also find our other videos on our channel. At the same time, don't forget to subscribe. We are available on most of the social networks. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us on group in Telegram that you can follow. And all our social networks you can see on our main webpage, which is UAE-consultants.com. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like our videos, stay in touch, and if you want to receive a free consultation, you can book it right now if you just press on this button. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Thank you.